Nairobi County to come and make some remarks. I'm made to understand he's an old boy of KEPSA. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali akija. Karibu sana, Governor.
Thank you very much. I'm not an old boy of KEPSA, but I'm a friend of KEPSA over the years. Your Excellency, the President, Waziri, all dignitaries, my colleague, Governor of Kisumu, and the Chairman of KEPSA. Indeed, I'm really pleased to be here today to congratulate you on this milestone, having achieved 20 years of KEPSA. It's quite an achievement. KEPSA has been an indelible part of Kenya's history. I was watching a video just a few hours ago of KEPSA at 10. Now, many of you looked a bit different. Lee, you look the same. You look the same. The most outstanding was Koi, karaoke. And in that video, what you were talking about, and of course we saw two of our late friends, Karanja Kabage and Chris Kirubi, on that video. But what they spoke about was the coming together of the private sector and government from the time of transition. And at that time, of course, Professor Nyong'o, who will speak, played such a big role as Minister for Planning. At every point when this country needed to make a policy decision and to anchor an economic blueprint, from the poverty reduction strategy paper that then transitioned to the economic recovery strategy paper for wealth creation and employment, the solid policy positions that have driven this country up to Vision 2050 have been thanks to the engagement of KEPSA and the government. And I think you should applaud yourselves for that. Those blueprints have really guided a lot of what we're doing as a country. And our president now, implementing the plan and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, Your Excellency, we must build together with the private sector. Right now, as the county of Nairobi, we're looking at the next 25 years. In 25 years, 10.5 million people will be in this city. Our population will grow. 65% of the world, is going to be in Africa. Our generation is really young. Our median age is 19. We must do the same thing that KEPSA is so good at in planning for the future. So in January, I'll be coming to you to contribute some of your ideas and your members on the Nairobi Vision 2050 planning steering committee. We must do it together, just how you did it for the country before. The future will not plan itself. In 1950, 22% of the world was in Europe and 7% in Africa. In 2050, 25% of the world will be in Africa and 7% in Europe. Unless we future-proof, and of course 65% of those will be in cities. So unless we start planning forward, even as we grapple with the day-to-day challenges that we're facing, you've mentioned water, which I will just mention something small about, physical infrastructure. You know what happens when it rains with the floods, what happened in our city. We must be able to do it now. I'm really grateful that throughout the last at least 12, 13 years, I've been a close partner to KEPSA from Parliament. At every turn when I was chairing committees with your roundtables, when we brought legislation, we worked very closely together on the 30% procurement opportunities for women and youth. We worked closely on the National Employment Authority bill that I brought in 2015, thereabouts. And we worked even closer when I was a senator for Nairobi. We did the first roundtable for a specific county senator and also for the governor. And I think maybe the last 1 year has been a bit busy for all of us, but I hope we can revive that with the Vision 2050 planning. The president is dealing with a lot of challenges that have, come over the years, and so am I. You need water for your businesses, and that's the example I'll just speak. Every day, our county of Nairobi, where most of your businesses are domiciled, receives 525.6 million liters of water. That is the quantity that we can get. That is our treatment capacity. Yet the demand is 900 million liters of water. That is a huge gap. And the reason for that gap was that for a long time, there had not been the right investment in that critical infrastructure. It's not something that will be solved in a day. We had only 4 sources of water. The first in 1906 by the colonialist, Kikuyu Springs, 6,000 cubic meters. The second one, 1928, what we call Ruiru Dam. The third one, 1956, Sasumu and Nyandarua, which is the second biggest, 60 million liters. And the final one was Ndakaine, that gives us 84%. Between then and now, there had been no extra investment, but the demand has been growing. As we speak, and I want to thank the President was able to unlock the Northern Collector Tunnel. The Northern Collector is adding 140 million liters per day into Nairobi. We are now at the final stages of testing. The testing, Your Excellency, on turbidity and the quality of the water is complete. We're waiting for you to come commission because they need water for their businesses. They need water. Is EABL here? I don't know if EABL is here. They're our biggest customer. Out of the 525.6 million liters, they take 100 million liters per day. And so they leave Nairobians with just the rest. But somebody told me Nairobians end up still drinking that one, which EABL has taken. They drink it in other ways. And so with that is an example of how we need to partner, because we need now to think of the next 1 million liters of water. The demand is growing by 4% each and every year. I think it's a good opportunity for us to look into partnerships, what we can do together. I want to commend many of your members, because some of the interventions we've been able to do in the city have been with your members who have decided, look, I can take care of this part, where my building is, where my company is, because there's that resourcing gap that we have in the city. The other thing I will mention, because I know we don't have much time, is on the issue of infrastructure. We're working really hard to provide world-class infrastructure in the city. I know we have a gap that we must fill. Many of the roads you've seen have had issues. And Your Excellency, they don't care whose road it is. They will show vehicles on a national road and they say, Sakaja has filled the roads with his dimples. And they say, we don't want them on the road. Let them stay on your face. And I bear the brunt of it, even if it's a national road. Yesterday, the whole day we were with Waziri Chirchir from ABC Place all the way to Wathi River, looking at the undercarriage of the expressway. And we got those contractors who have been working on that. And we've committed. I want to thank the President, because we've agreed, whether it's a national road or a county road, we're coming together. The President has committed to inject money. I will not say how much, Your Excellency, so that it doesn't change. I know what you and I have agreed on. We're ready with that cooperation agreement so that we can have the kind of infrastructure to attract investments in Nairobi. God has blessed us with the gift of location. From Nairobi, you're in Dubai in 5 hours. You're in Schiphol, in Amsterdam in 8 hours. You're in London in 8 hours. You're in New York in 14 hours. And it's actually 10 hours, 11 hours coming down. It's faster. I think because it's downhill. I'm told the pilot anakanyanga clutch and it comes faster. But why come in 10 hours or 9 or 8 hours or 5 hours and get stuck in traffic for 4 hours? These are things that we must work on now. The BRT program. We need the private sector to partner with us. Finally, we as a county government have endeavored to make your business easier so that you can spend more time doing your business and not complying, taking too much time in compliance. This January, we launched the Unified Business Permit. Before, you'd have to have 6 permits from the county. Now it is only 1 UBP. We've had some challenges with the, with the system. Sometimes your invoices are not coming out, and we've agreed that we have a help desk between the county and the business community, so that those issues are resolved. The second thing we've done is to agree on 1 inspection group. The days when 1 person from City Council comes in the morning to check your business permit, the next day somebody comes to check food and hygiene license, the next day somebody comes to look at your advertising, those days must end. And so what we want to implement is what we've done with our water company, Nairobi Water, where we have a system called Jitambulishe. If somebody comes to read your water meter, you can actually ask them for their identification, dial a short code, and you can tell that they are genuine staff of the county government. There are many imposters out there who are trying to get 5,000, 10,000, but harassing your businesses. So that we're going to launch it early in the year. And we have only 1 inspection team per sub-county. We're going to publish their names in the newspaper so that you know who it is, and they all come together so that we don't harass the businesses. I think what you require is predictability in your business, stability in your business, and of course, an environment that can help you thrive. So I wish you well in your journey. We've had daunting challenges as a country, but you've stood firm. You exemplify the Kenyan spirit of resilience. You know, that defiance to go against the odds, wake up every day, open your shop, open your business. That truly is a Kenyan spirit that we must really applaud, and we congratulate you for that. One last area of partnership that we're looking into, because I know many of you care not just about your profits, but also about ethics and about the society and the community. I'm grateful because since we launched our cash-free policy in Nairobi County, many of you have complied. We said all our revenue streams are now digitized. We've raised record revenue. This year we hit shy of 13 billion from the previous 8 billion, and it is you who've been paying. We want you to see your money working for you. But that challenge which we saw, that many of our children were missing out of school because of hunger. 1 out of 4 children in Nairobi was not going to school because of hunger. Together with the president, we launched a feeding program in this city. We've built already 17 central kitchens, and every single day, 310,000 children are being fed at 5 shillings. I hope that is an area that we can partner between the county and your businesses, because we're setting up a governance structure for it, a board where you can be members and you can support a child, or you can give us some of your produce to feed the future of our county. So asanteni sana, hongera for 20 years. Allow me to invite my colleague, Governor Nyong'o, to